Today on Good Highways, we're in Barberton. Standing behind me is the Erie Depot, a former stop along the Erie Railroad that connected Chicago to New York. Now, as you can see, it's being used as a coffee shop. You can see on the sign, it says established 1890, and that's when this building was actually built. It was actually built by Barberton founder, Ohio Columbus Barber, a great name. It was actually the first commercial building in Barberton. It was used until 1965 when it was closed. And while it was in use, few presidents made appearances. Theodore Roosevelt and William Howard Taft both made presidential campaign stops here. And William G. Hardy, after his death in 1921, the funeral cortege made a stop here so mourners could pay homage to him. But the main reason we're in Barberton is to visit Al's Corner Restaurant and to try their Hungarian sampler platter. And also because Barberton is nicknamed the Magic City, I got another baking corner segment today. Today we're making magic cookie bars. Let's eat. There we go. Good cheese. Herb dripping. Here we are in Barberton. About to try a place that has been scratch making Hungarian specialties for over 15 years. This is Al's Corner Restaurant. See how everything's on a tray and paper products. It's almost like a mini cafeteria style. They serve you food, you order and you serve it to you right there. So, kind of cool thing. See what I got. It's a sampler meal. You get one pierogi, you get cheddar cheese pierogi, Hungarian sausage with sauerkraut, onions and peppers. Cabbage and noodles, big stuffed cabbage, chicken paprika, it's like a big leg, with spatula with that as well, and they give you a slice of bread with big hearty meal here, so I'm ready to dig in. Yeah, let's first try the cabbage and noodles. So everything here, scratch made, homemade, so good, delicious. I think there may be a mix of spatulas and noodles in here, I'm not sure, hard to tell. Kind of in between spatula and noodles. With some onions, some pepper in there. Just go down so easy. You can tell it's homemade. Delicious. This big piece of cabbage. Delicious cabbage and noodles. Get a little mix in with that red sauce and the stuffed cabbage. That's good too. Delicious. Those ones move down fast and easy. Let's try the stuffed cabbage. There we go. Let's see. See the rice in there? Delicious. This might be a blend. I think it would be a blend of pork and beef. Taste some onions in there. Tomato sauce on here. Sweet. Cabbage is good. Hearty stuffed cabbage. Rice. Definitely taste some pork in there. Can we all ground pork? Might be actually. That's delicious. That tomato soup sauce. I think it's a little seasoning in it. It's like straight up tomato soup, but this cabbage is really good. Sweet piece of cabbage. Delicious stuffed cabbage. Pork, rice, onion, cabbage. And topped with the tomato soup. Cabbage is always a little tricky to eat. Last plate. Let's try some of this bread. It's like Italian bread. Try. Give me some butter here. Comes with the meal too. High quality bread. That butter really makes it. Can't involve this tomato soup sauce, the stuffed cabbage. Butter and bread, hard to be that combination. And the sauce is just stuff. Before having the rest of this Hungarian sample, check out this baking corner recipe, magic cookie bars. Today on Baking Corner, we're making one of my favorite Christmas treats. It's coconut, chocolate chips, pecans, sweetened condensed milk. It's magic cookie bars. Let's get to work. First, before I get started, I'm going to preheat the oven for the crust. I'm going to turn it to 350. There we go. While I'm waiting for that to heat up, get the crust going. Now, most people use a graham cracker crust for the magic cookie bars. I'm using dollar store coconut macaroon cookies. I use about half a pack, which is proportion here, which is about like 12 cookies. So I'm going to put these in the food processor. There we go. Put them in here. I like to break them up, makes it easier in my opinion. Than the blend, you don't have to. You probably stick them in there whole too. I'm a big fan of coconut. I like the extra coconut flavor that this crust adds. Put all these in here. That's the last of them. Let's blend it. See, of course, crumbs. Take a look. It's reading rainbow. Looks pretty good. Don't forget to take this thing out. I got a bowl here. I'll dump this in here. What I like to do is make a little well in here. Like we're making fresh pasta. I feel like it mixes better. So what I got here is 2 tablespoons of butter that I melted in the microwave. Put that in there. Mix it up. So it's well combined. Looks pretty good. As you can see, I actually have a spring foam pan. This is actually preferred for this recipe because just like brownies, it's very difficult to get them out. And it's nice with spring foam pans, so you can just take the sides right off. If you don't have this, you could use like a 9x9 square pan or whatever you have. What I got here is a little bit of parchment paper. This is a must. Even with this, it's still very difficult to get these things out of here. They're a gooey mess, so having this parchment paper is very helpful. Just a 10-inch cheesecake pan and a 10-inch cake liner, which I'm going to put in here. If you didn't have this, you just trace around the circle on a piece of parchment paper and not make your own circle. I'm going to dump this in here. You can see, spread it out. Got this measuring cup here. You can use this or like the bottom of a glass. You really want to pack this down. As you can see here. You can see it nice and firmly packed. Okay, the oven is ready. I'm going to put it in the oven here. Middle rack. I'm going to put it on. First start with 5 minutes. There we go. You do want this a little crispier than probably normally if you just make a regular crust because the condensed milk does soften the crust a little bit. So you do want to make sure it's a little crispy, but you gotta be careful. It can burn very easily. So it's keep an eye. That's why I start with 5 minutes and then go from there. Starting to smell like coconut. Alright, it's been 5 minutes now. Take a look. Not quite done. Needs a little more time. I'm gonna go 2 more minutes. It's been 2 minutes now. I think I'm starting to see some brownness on the side. Yeah, it looks good now. It's a little crispy. There you go. That looks pretty good. Alright, so now I'm going to stick it in the fridge to get it to cool down. When I pour all the ingredients in it, I find it easier to spread if it's by room temperature, and hopefully by the time I get all ready, it will be room temperature. If I put the stuff on when it's scalding hot, some of the crumbs will kind of brush away and be kind of a mess. So I find it's easier to try to get it room temperature before I start adding all the ingredients out of the Magic Cookie bars. So before I forget, I'm going to lower the temp to 325 for the Magic Cookie bars. So while the crust is cooling, the fridge, we get the rest of this going. Now the first ingredient, coconut, the main ingredient for Magic Cookie bars. One of my favorite things, sweet shredded coconut. I'm going to put 2 cups. 1, 2. I can't. Sometimes there's 6 in here. Pumped up sometimes in here. 2 cups of coconut. Now, chocolate chips are next. I prefer milk chocolate chips for this recipe. I've tried semi-sweet and dark. I don't care for them much, but I like things a little sweeter. You could put those in there if you don't care for milk as much, but I'm going to put 1 cup of chocolate chips. Next, butterscotch chips. These I definitely think are a must because they add a nice caramel flavor to it. But I do think if you put too many, it would be too sweet. So that's why I'm put half a cup butterscotch chips. It's about a half. Last but not least, chopped pecans. For these I just put a quarter cup. For chopped for this, whole ones in there, they kind of makes it more difficult to cut. Quarter cup of pecans. I like to mix it up. Actually, it's just easier to mix by hand. There you can see. Try to get it well mixed. Let's see. It's cooled down enough now. It's going to take a few minutes. I don't want it cold. That's my room temperature. Now I can dump this on here. Dump it all in here. Spread it out. Mix as well as I can. So you don't get one big glob of like chocolate chips somewhere. There you go. Spread it out over the base. Looks good. Next, put the thing that combines everything together. Sweetened condensed milk. I prefer the Aldi brand. You can get them pretty much at any grocery store. They always fill them really high. It's all over and everything. It's kind of messy. That's why I pre-opened it. But see this lid, like not wanting to come off. I'm going to pour this all over top of this, as even as possible, all over this. Any spot you end up leaving dry will burn. Now, we're going to do it again. Like I said, I'm creating like 2 layers. Thickness of like a brownie. I feel like sometimes just the one layer, it gets pretty thin and dry, and it's like, you want more. Let's do it again. So it's easy to remember. 2, 1, half, quarter. Or if all together, it's 4 cups coconut, 2 cups chocolate chips, 1 cup butterscotch chips, and half cup pecans. 2 cups coconut, chocolate chips. Now, that's 2 cups. There's only a little bit left in the bag. I think it's a little more than 2 cups. I just put the whole bag in there. I just save this a little bit. You can't have too much chocolate. This is my opinion. I just put a whole bag in there. Now, more butterscotch chips. Another half a cup. Last but not least, a quarter cup of fine. Now for this, definitely be careful. You don't want to put too much in here because I feel like it dries it out. There we go. So I put them all together. There we go. Dump the rest of this on here. And now we poured the other can of condensed milk on here. So try to get it as evenly as possible, especially the second layer. So none of this stuff is missing the milk. Try to get this as smooth as possible or put it in there. It's difficult because when you press on it, it kind of sticks to the spatula. Now I'm going to put it in the oven on the middle rack. And one thing that's bad about spring foam pans is they leak. To be safe, just put a pizza pan underneath my pan in case it drips. Be safe so the oven doesn't get trashed. So put it in there at 325, and take about 30 to 40 minutes. It's going to golden brown around the edges, but still has some softness in the middle. So start with 30 minutes and check it from there. We're back. It's been 30 minutes. We're going to check on this now. Yeah, looks good. It's dark around the edges. It's really bubbling up. See how much have dripped on this pan here. A little bit still got in the oven, but most will land in this pan. You don't want this in your oven. I get this off the sides here. Turn the oven off here. Get a plastic knife and run around the edges. Yeah, I can tell it's really getting harder on the sides here. Yeah, it's a sticky mess. There we go. Got it off. Okay, so now I'm just going to stick this in the freezer to get it cool to cut it, or it's going to be a gooey mess. So for about like a half an hour. But now it's about room temperature now, which is perfect. Now this is where the parchment paper comes in handy to find it. We're sticking out somewhere. There we go. Let's go around the rim and slide it off. There we go. Now, what I like to do is cut the ends up to make it more like a square. You don't have to do that, but it gives me an excuse to try some while I'm cutting it. But it also looks better presentation-wise, so. There we go. One last one. Try this. And delicious. Okay, I'm going to cut the rest of this into squares and plate it up.
You see right here. I cut it into squares and I let it chill overnight. This gives time for all this stuff to stick together. I was cutting it, it was still a little gooey, but by doing that, it comes together now, stuck together, and it's good. When you cut them, put them on some parchment paper because it'll stick. Let it cool overnight. Have them the next day. Now, which is that coconut cookie crust, caramel flavor from the butterscotch chips. After you taste the coconut, some nuts there, and with the chocolate, they get a little German chocolate frosting taste. So, yeah, delicious. Probably getting like half this plate. Be careful. I'm enjoying eating more of these. Watch me finish up my Hungarian plate at Hungarian Chorn restaurant.
We're back. Hopefully you enjoyed that magic cookie bar recipe. Now, we gotta try this chicken paprikash. I need my whole leg. There we go. Let's try it. Delicious, delicious sauce. Try the sauce. Sour cream and the paprika. Ooh, a little spice there, the sauce. A bit over the spatulas. Delicious. Other than that chicken paprikash, it has no taste or not enough sour cream, or maybe not enough paprika, but this does. Because leave the bone down there, adds more flavor to the sauce too. Now looking for dark meat, so it's fine with me, you know, like, yeah, delicious sauce. I like sour cream, so I'm gonna enjoy it. It's the paprika in there. Good stuff. See, I pulled some meat off there and poured in this bowl with the spatulas. I get a mix of chicken and spatulas and the sauce. Delicious stuff. The sauce is really good. There's enough spice. There's homemade spatulas in there. Chicken's not dry at all. Delicious. Finish this up here. Delicious. Got a little bit of heat there at the end, but it's just right on the heat, right amount of sour cream. Excellent chicken paprika. Now next, let's go with this pierogi. Huge pierogi. You can tell it's homemade with the way that dough is. Delicious. It's cheddar cheese. Good mashed potatoes. It's homemade mashed potatoes. Yeah, it's delicious. Little pepper. Cheddar cheese, potato, pierogi. Delicious. Soft and light, how it's homemade. Last but not least, Hungarian sausage. I got it with sauerkraut, peppers, and onions. Usually not a big fan of peppers and onions, so I might not like it, but I wanted to go traditional here. And they asking me what mild or hot. I don't like hot stuff as much, so I got mild. Let's try the sauerkraut first. This is sauerkraut. Tell it's fresh. Unique sauerkraut. No seasoning or anything, it's just straight sauerkraut. It definitely tastes like it's almost like pickle. Let's try the sausage. A little bites of pepper in there. Yeah. You can tell there's natural casing on it. You know it's homemade. Almost reminds me of like all beef kielbasa. Yeah, look at this. There's juice coming out of this. Look at this. Juicy it is. Let's try it. It's all three. Sauerkraut, peppers, and onions. It's alright. It's different with the peppers and onions, and I'm not a big fan of it. I just got straight sauerkraut. Yeah, I want those green peppers. Some pink in there. Some pork. Try it with some straight sauerkraut. Sauerkraut can maybe use a little sweetening to it. With brown sugar or something. Pepper. There's no spices in there. Until I'm even more liking it. Almost like salami. I got a little salami taste in it, so it kind of reminds me of a little bit. I mean, different. But, yeah, and I can tell it's homemade. It's a pretty solid sausage. Sauerkraut, peppers, and onions. All this food went down so easy. Alright, I'm done. Alright, so my final thoughts of Al's Corner Restaurant here in Barberton was excellent. Outstanding. You can tell all the food is homemade. Everything's so light. Like, after eating, I feel better. Once I like everything I liked. Like, the only thing, maybe the Hungarian sausage, it was solid, but I prefer regular kielbasa, but that's the only thing. Everything else. But I looked what the sign said. They're actually called cabbage and dumplings. That was absolutely delicious. With the fresh cabbage. And the dumplings are in between like spatulas and noodles. It was delicious. That stuffed cabbage that was delicious as well. Packed with, I believe it was ground pork, rice, onions, and then chicken paprikash was excellent too. The flavors are bounced perfectly there. Just enough paprika in there where you can taste it, but not too spicy. Sour cream, you can taste sour cream in there too. And interesting, I got a whole like chicken leg, but it was delicious. That sauce was delicious. And that pierogi was excellent as well. cheddar potato pierogi. You can tell it was homemade mashed potatoes in there, and the dough was so soft and it was homemade. That was excellent as well. Overall, excellent meal. The prices are decent. The platter was $13, which isn't too bad. You get a sample of all those things. They, you can get meals of chicken paprikash or stuffed cabbage or a sausage sandwich or whatever. One thing is, this place is only open for lunchtime, 11 to 2, Monday through Friday. So, and also neat too, attached to it, they call it Al's Quality Meat Market, which is like a butcher shop meat market. You can walk right through it. You can see right there.
Connected to it is a little butcher shop. Butcher shop
with fresh meat and some Hungarian sausages and all kinds of good stuff in there. And the hours of the meat market are a little different than the restaurant part. They're open 9 to 5:30 Tuesday through Friday, and Saturday 9 to 3. So they're open Tuesday through Saturday. So a little confusing, so you know, but it's cool to check out. But yeah, it's cool. Everything's made ready, so you just go up there and you order your meal and sit down. So it's quick service. So it's good for lunch. And also, I hope you enjoyed the Magic Cookie Bar recipe as well. It's in the Magic City, so it's Magic Cookie Bar. It's one of my favorite treats. So I highly recommend Al's Corner Restaurant here in Barberton. And I'll see you next time on Good Old Al Eats.
Yeah.